Hi, this is Sally Lowell, and we're back again today to do Pilates using the large fitness ball. These come in different sizes depending upon how tall you are. You can buy them at Target, Walmart, or online. We're going to use it to warm up starting out, so we're going to take our feet a little wider than our hips, turn our toes out, and we're going to lift the ball up and do what I call a plie squat, where you come down into your thighs, touch the ball, reach it back up towards the ceiling. What you want to do is make sure your legs are very wide apart and your toes are turned out, and that you are not pitching forward from your hips. So you're not going to lean forward, but keep your back nice and straight. Now this ball can be a little bit misleading because it looks like it's extremely light, and it is when you first pick it up, but after you hold on to it for a little while, it does start to use your shoulders and your upper back. So you may need to take a break and put it down. We're going to take it now in a circular position, but we're lunging to the side, over to the other side, and lifting the ball. So as you go through this, just breathe through the movement. You're going to feel your heart rate going up just a little bit and moving that blood into the muscles. So we're getting nice and warm before we actually go and do any more of the more intense movements. We're going to switch directions. So you want to breathe through, lift it up, and make sure your arms are nice and long. You're getting nice and deep into that lunge. Just a couple more. And all the way up. Step it back together, reach up nice and tall. Just lean over to the right. Nice big deep breath. And exhale, and then over to the left. We're going to take the ball down to the floor now, and we're going to work with it down in this position. Once you're down on the floor, you want to make sure that your ball has a little bit of give to it. If you have too much air in the ball, it's not going to be as workable for your exercises. You're going to pull it in, and you're going to roll across the ball, making sure that you get as much of your rib cage off of the ball and still are able to touch both toes, both feet down to the floor. You want to make sure your back is nice and long. Your arms are straight, your legs are straight. Pull in through the belly button and pull those shoulders away from your ears. So the last thing we want to do is collapse on the ball. We want to hold ourselves up nice and tight, pull that core in, zip it up. And we're going to start with the right leg. We're just going to do little pulses up, working into our glutes and our thighs. And I love this big ball for these exercises because it takes all the pressure off your knees and your hips. And as we get older, those are joints that we tend to have a lot of issues with. So this allows you to continue to do these movements and still have that joint integrity, if you will, as we're going through it. We're going to change the foot now, and we're going to flex it, lengthening through your body all the way. Continue to breathe and hold that posture. Don't give into it. We're going to hold the legs still now, and we're going to curl in and push away. So pretend there's a door behind you that you're going to push closed with that foot. Push it away. So you're really intensely working through the back of the thighs. Those are your hamstrings, and into your glutes. Those big muscles, biggest muscles in your body. And you're going to feel this all the way down through your legs and around into your core, because you're on this ball that is not exactly a stationary piece of equipment. It's moving just a little bit, and your core has to continue to compensate for that. We're going to do 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Come back, and to release out of this, I want you to just hug the ball around. Kind of tuck your tailbone under, give your lower back a little stretch. So we're going to come back out and do the other side. So once again, set it up, pull your belly button in, shoulders back, lift that left leg with the pointed toe, and just pulse, pulse. Good, nice and tight and controlled. Remember, we're not whopping around here. We're keeping it nice and tight and steady. Everything is very precise and very, very clean. So you want to make sure that as you're going through these movements, if you start to lose the form, stop. Give yourself a little break, and that way you can pick it up again and continue. We're going to flex that foot now and press it up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. By now you're starting to feel those buns of steel, and you're going to feel that little burn. That's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. You're working through those muscles. Pull that belly button in, nice long back, head's even with the spine. And we're going to hold it still, and we're going to go into those ham curls. Push. Make sure you're reaching that leg way out like you're pushing a door closed behind you. So you want to make sure your back is nice and straight, lengthening, reaching out, pressing away, using all those muscles again. And once again, working. You're going to feel this in your rib cage and through your abdominals. You're going to want to collapse on that ball. Don't do it. Lift it up. Breathe. And make sure you're hanging in there with it. Just 4 more. And 3, 2, last 1. And then just come back and stretch through. We're going to do another exercise. We're going to position ourselves just a little differently. We're going to come over and we're going to put our legs together. We're going to walk out and put our elbows down to the floor. Legs together. Lift those legs up. Press your thighs and your knees together. And you're going to squeeze those thighs off the ball and then back down. So you really are digging pretty deep into your glutes. You're going to feel this. Also a little bit into your lower back. Your gluteals attach into your back area. So you're going to feel that. And just breathe through it. Press it up. Keep those legs together. And squeeze. We're going to go 4 more. And last one. Just come back again and take a little break. Now, before we go down onto our backs, we are going to do a little stretch here. So I want you to take your hands to the base of your spine, press forward. That's going to stretch out those hip flexors or quads before we go back down into a flat back position. And come back around. Once again, always in these positions, you're going to bend your knees, pull those heels in as close as you can get them to your bottom. You're going to roll back with the ball. Now this gets very, very, very minute in the movement. So I want you to pay attention to where the arms and the legs and the feet are. What you're going to do is tuck your chin, curl your shoulders up, look at your belly button as you're pressing the ball to the ceiling. You're not moving your arms, you're just utilizing your core. So you want to exhale. Push that ball up and inhale, coming back. And again, exhale. And back. Once again, this looks pretty easy, but you're going to feel it because it's holding your arms and your body in that proper posture and making your abdominals do the work. So curl, exhale, and back down. We're going to make it a little bit more challenging. We're going to take the legs up into a tabletop position. And now we're going to reach the ball over our shins. So we're reaching more forward and up and come back down. In between, you're rolling that head back to the floor, allowing your shoulders and your neck to relax. But all the time you are pulling in with that belly button and pulling it down towards the floor. So you're creating that curve and utilizing those core muscles. We're going to do a couple more of these. We're just going to flow from one exercise right into the next one. We're going to take our legs up now. We're going to grab the ball between our feet. We did this with a little ball last time. We're going to open out and we're going to lift up. We're going to pass this big ball now in between our hands. Bring our legs together. Open out. Exhale. Pass the big ball. Open out. And remember, you're lifting those shoulders up, looking at the belly button, opening back down. And again, up, pass the ball, grab it, open out. Exhale as you come together Inhale as you open up. Let's do 2 more. And back. And last one. And back. We're going to put it back between our feet. Take it down to the floor. And we're going to drop the ball and squeeze it between our thighs. Our arms now go out to the side. And you're going to squeeze and press that belly button down, always in that imprinted position, lifting the ball up. Now, this is kind of challenging at first if you're not used to it. You've got to really get some flexibility through your inner outer thighs, but this is going to help you. We're going to touch the ball now down to the floor and exhale, coming right up to that center neutral position. Don't swing your legs. So you're going to imprint the spine, press the belly button area down, lift back up, and exhale as you lift. So we're going to inhale and exhale. And again, inhale. Once again, this looks like it doesn't take much effort, but it really challenges your core and makes those muscles work. We're going to do a couple more. And then we'll add another movement to it. As you're going through this, try and remember to keep your shoulders pressed down into the floor. Now the next move, we're going to pull our knees in. Notice how the small of my back is coming up off the floor. We're going to roll back to that center position. And then again, lower the ball down. Lift it back up, imprint the spine. Pull, don't swing, utilize those abdominals to come back, and then touch back down. And again, we're going to bring it here and pull it all the way back, keeping those shoulders all the way to the floor. So you're going to exhale, inhale, exhale again, inhale, good, and take it back down. Keep that breath moving as you go through this. We're going to make this our last one. And we're going to go right into the next exercise. Remember, if these get to be too much, you just take a break and hit pause. All right, we're going to squeeze that ball. You're going to feel this in your inner thighs. We're going to rock our hips to the right and our head to the left, keeping our shoulders down. Controlling this movement. You're not swinging. You're not moving quickly, very slowly. Taking it to the left side, squeezing that ball, keeping your shoulders down, and back up. Excellent. And again. Now this one can be a bit challenging also. Almost all of these will be when you're first going through them, so I want you to be mindful of your back and your shoulders. If you feel like you're starting to pull your back, stop immediately. Some of you may only get to about this point before you need to come back up. And that's really going to challenge your inner thighs, okay? Because your inner thighs are going to take over and be holding that ball. You're never going to get that opportunity to rest down. So eventually you'll be working towards that full range of motion, but just be kind to yourself as you're getting used to this. We're going to do one more. And there's my early warning signal, my beagle. She is doing her signature howling in the background. All right, we're going to put the ball down and stretch our legs out. This will allow those inner and outer thighs to get a little bit of a break. And the next one we're going to do is really quite friendly. You're going to like this one. You can pull the ball in all the way up to your thighs, arms out, and this is a great one for when you come home after work and your back is killing you or you just need to zen out for a little bit. Just take your knees to the right, head to the left, and rock and stretch through your back. This is just a nice, easy, wonderful movement that helps get rid of the tension of the day. These balls are wonderful. You can use them for a variety of things, not the least of which is to sit on as a chair at your desk. All right, now we've got that worked through. We're going to roll the ball out. A couple of different things on this one. Your arms can remain here. They can be into your side. I prefer to just press my elbows down right next to me, and I roll the ball out pretty far to my heels. For those that are just getting started, you bring it into your calves so you have a little bit more support. You're going to feel this the further out you go. You're going to lift your bottom up into a bridge. Now, you may be flopping all over the place when you first do this, and don't worry about it. Just bring the ball in a little bit closer. But what we're going to do is really pull that belly button in, lift those hips up. You're going to feel it in the back of your knees a little bit. If that's too much, once again, roll that ball in. We're going to lift one leg up, flex, and touch it back to the ball. Lift the other leg up, flex, and touch it back to the ball. Now, this is pretty challenging to keep your bottom lifted off the floor as you're going through this. So do your best. And we're not going to do a whole lot of these, just a few as we go through this process. And then this is the fun part. You're going to pull it in and push it away. Pull it in and push it away. If you need to put those hands down, please do so. Try not to let your bottom touch. Try to keep it up. You're really going to feel this through your calves and the back of your thighs. All right, and you can pull that ball a little closer if you start to feel it rolling away from you. But it's a great exercise. Talk about really working the back of your thighs and your bottom. Do 4 more. 3, keep breathing. 2, and 1, and roll down. Just stretch out and let it relax. Now we're going to go into what is traditionally a roll-up. And remember, we did that with our feet down and our body flat to the floor, rolling our body all the way up. We're going to do it this time with the ball. I'm going to suggest you pull it in. And if you don't get here the first time, no worries. Just move the ball out of the way and go ahead with your roll-ups. This is a very challenging move, but it does get you to the next level. So we're going to lift up, exhale, and reach for the ball. And then slowly bring ourselves back and unwind. And again, working through those abdominals all the way. And again, exhale. Reach. Now, as you're going through these again, I want you to think about your body. Pulling the belly button in, keeping those shoulders relaxed and down, tucking and curling as you go back, exhaling as you come up, and really utilizing the end of the movement when you come forward to stretch and lengthen through your hamstrings. We're going to do a couple more of these. And all the way back. And our last one. Beautiful. All right, come on back. And we're going to grab that ball once again between our feet. We're going to take it up in the air. We're going to place it right between our feet. Make sure your thighs are right, your legs are right over your hips. Arms are out to the side. Now we're going to do a little rotation with our hips. So you're going to rotate your hips so that your right leg is aiming right down to the corner of the mat and lift back up. And then you're going to do that rotation to the left and lower and back up. Now I want you to be really, really careful with this one. You can really strain the back, so I want you to be mindful of that. And I'm going to show you a modification. You can go down just a little bit. Or as you're going down, you can bend the knees and aim it down to that corner and then stretch it back out. That's going to help the back a little bit as you're trying to get into these positions. But I want you to really be mindful of where you're moving. So you do that rotation first, then you lower. Keep your back and your shoulders down as much as you can. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Turn, and again, lower down. Back up, and turn, and lower down. Back up, turn, lower down. Keeping those shoulders down, breathe, breathe. One more each side. Lower down. Back up. And turn. This just gives you a lot of mobility through your hips and your thighs, especially since we sit all day long. All right, we're going to bring the ball down now. We're going to roll ourselves back up to a seated position. And we're going to take the ball over onto one side. You're going to sit up on your knees and you're going to lean your hips into the ball. So you're coming at an angle. Your arm comes down over the ball. Your outside leg is, your top leg, we'll refer to it, is able to be lifted up, and your top arm comes up in a straight line. So we're simply going to do some lateral moves from this position. Now remember, we're not all leaning onto the ball like this. We're up nice and tall. Pull that rib cage up and breathe. We're going to start with some little leg circles. And if you're making little leg rectangles, that's okay. These are challenging at first. And then we're going to reverse them. Keep that posture, head up, nice long back. Very nice. Hold it right there and give me some little pulses. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And we're going to flex that foot. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of a break. You're going to go back to that pointed toe. We're going to bend the elbow and pull it to the knee. Then we're going to reach it out and look away. So it's touch, look away. Touch, look away. Touch, look away. Let's do 4 more. Nice long back as you're reaching. Last one. And bring it down. And once again, just bring that ball in and just roll over it for a few seconds just to let your back relax. And we're going to switch sides. We'll take it over to the other side. Once again, set it up for yourself. So you're going to lean your hip into the ball. Take your arm over. Keep that bottom leg bent. Lift up to the rib cage in the chest. Lift the top arm up. Lift up that top leg and give me those little circles. Once again, these look easier said than done, but you'll get there. So don't give up. I know it's going to feel like your leg weighs 100 pounds, but it'll get better. And reverse. Breathe, 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 breathe. Hold that body nice and tall. Head's an extension of your spine. And let's hold it and just pulse up. Breathing with it. Keep that air moving. That's the most important thing. Flex that foot. Good. And we're going to hold. We're going to pull that elbow to the knee. Reach in the opposite direction. And again, pull in and reach. In and reach, in and reach. 4 more to the finish. It's dinner time for my beagle. And come all the way down. And let's just roll over the ball and relax as we go through. All right, we're going to do one last movement on the ball. This one gets a little tricky. We're going to reach our right arm out, and we're going to do our best to lift our left leg up as we reach into a bird dog on the ball. If you cannot do this on the ball, just come down to the floor in that knee position and come back. We're going to do the other side. This is very challenging, really works your core. And relax. All right, we're going to go ahead and use the big ball for our cool down today. So just pull it back in so it's close underneath your hips and your thighs, arms out to the side. And once again, let's just go into that nice rocking position. And this doesn't have to be anything where you're holding the back or doing any special imprinting of the spine. Just let all those muscles go and just let it relax. So now what we're going to do is take your right leg up and just reach behind the calf and stretch it forward for the hamstring on your right leg. So we can lengthen and relax the shoulders. And we're going to push the ball out now just a little bit and cross that leg over the other leg. This is really, really effective if you have sciatica issues and you need to get your hips stretched out or work through some of those issues. This really does help. You can pull the ball in and feel that deeper stretch and then back out again. And we're going to switch sides. Take the left leg up this time and just relax into that hamstring. So don't force it. Relax into it and keep breathing. Let your shoulders relax. Most of us have a tendency to hold our breath. Don't do that. Relax. Keep the breath going. Let that tension go right over the body. And release the leg now and cross it over. Open that hip out. Relax your shoulders. Keep the breath going. And now pull that ball in so you're feeling a little deeper stretch through the outer part of your hip and thigh. And then roll back. You're just going to push the ball out of your way. You're going to take your hands on your shins, rock side to side. Go ahead and roll yourself up to a seated position and just walk those hands forward, leaning and reaching out from your head, pressing those elbows down towards the floor. Shoulders away from your ears. Make sure you're not shrugging up and that you're lengthening through your spine. You're going to walk it back up. Legs come together. Shake it out. Come over on all fours. Remember, we always want to get ourselves up after these. So you're going to drop your belly button down, look up, take a big breath in, and then round up like that angry cat, and exhale. And come back to that flat back, shake your head yes, lift your head up, tuck your toes under, walk yourself back onto your feet, hands to your thighs, and roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Thanks everybody, we'll see you again next time.